Greetings to all. This is Siddharth from Department of Civil Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to see about the topic Introduction to Estimation. As going by the definition, estimation is nothing but the scientific way of working out approximate cost of engineering project before the execution of like work. Like if you are going to start one engineering project, you need to know the budget of your project. So for calculating this budget, this estimation is very useful. And the main point is this: it may be differing from the exact cost after the completion of the project. We are going to plan one budget. It may not be we are getting the exact results or the exact values or the exact cost. It is just an approximate budget. Like this estimate requires a thorough knowledge of the construction procedure. You need to know what are the procedures that are involved in your project, so that you will be able to calculate the values and the cost of the material. In addition to the skill, you need to have your details about the cost of your materials and labors with their skill set. Like low skill labors will be having very low salary, and high skill labors will be having high salary. For this we'll use schedule of rates and the experience, foresight and good judgment. You need to have good experience and foresight, so that you will be able to judge the cost of materials, labors, other factors which are going to influence your final estimation. And the next point is estimate of the cost of a construction job is the probable cost of the job. This is the most important part. This is nothing but a probable cost. You may experience your project cost on the higher side to the calculated one, or on the lower side. So to counteract or to balance this effect, we always have a percentage, that is, your estimate should not be deviating from 5 to 10 percentage of your approximate cost. If there is deviation, it clearly means that we have calculated some quantities like materials or labor or any other thing in a very wrong manner, and we have to redo our estimation. That is the main point. So we should be always giving care about this 5 to 10 percentage on a very strict manner. In this slide, we will see about the main needs, or what is the exact use of this estimation. Here we will get the approximate cost, as I have already discussed, but using this approximate cost we will be able to calculate, or we will be able to come across the feasibility of our project, whether this project is going to give me any profit or whether this project is going to give me any loss. I can have a foresight before starting the project. And for requirement of controlled materials such as cement, steel, this controlled materials, like which are fluctuating, the rates will be fluctuating with accordance to their climatic conditions or other factors. These materials cost can be calculated before the actual construction of your project. And also for framing tenders, if you're going for government tenders or very big projects other than government projects, like on construction of a bridge, at that cases you will be calculating this estimation, where you will be able to find whether the project is good enough, where as a owner of the project, I will be able to calculate how much percentage of profit can I make from this particular project if I am going to apply for the tender. So that is the one point. And also the other parts like resource allocation. If you are having number of sites, like I own a company, and I'm having number of sites within my company, I can allocate my resources. Like tomorrow there will be need for brick in site number A day after tomorrow there will be need of cement in site B. The day after tomorrow I'll have plastering work in my site C. So I can plan this material resource allocation on a very good scale, so that on that scale this estimation is on a very needed side. In this slide, we will be dealing with the data that is required to prepare an estimate, and here we will be having drawings. Like drawings is nothing but the plan section elevation of our project. Using this plan section and elevation of the project, we will be able to calculate the volume of work to be done. Like for example, if you are talking about earthwork, we need to have the length, breadth and height of our earthwork, so that we will be able to calculate the volume of our earthwork. Similarly, for all kinds of work like brickwork, plastering, cement concrete work, PCC work, painting, whitewash, whatever may be the work, we need to calculate their dimensions, and that dimensions can be only prepared by using these drawings. Then you need to have a clear idea about our specifications. Specifications, there are two types. One is your general specification, and second is a detailed specification. We need to clearly give all the details about our detailed specification in any estimation, because this detailed specification is nothing but an area where we will give all informations related to a particular work. Like for example, if you are talking about earthwork, I'll tell that if I am going to have earthwork in my particular area, for first 2 meters I will be using manual labors. If I am encountering some rocky structures, I'll go for some machine related things to break the rocks, and I'm good. Then I'm going to do the earthwork. Like I have to give a very clean explanation about all the things that are going to be done in my project. Next is nothing but the rates. where we'll be dealing with the unit rates of each item of work. Like if I'm going to particularly talk about cement concreting work, what is the unit rate for that cement concrete work at a particular area? This rate will be varying with each area. So if you're having one cement factory very near to you, you can purchase on a bulk and you can store it up. If the factory is very on a very longer distance to you, and you need to transport every material, that will incur one cost. So you have to calculate all these things, and this rates plays an important major role in arriving this estimation. And the second part is your lump sum. Here lump sum is nothing but if you are going to calculate the total cost of a project, you cannot include very small materials. Like if you are in the site, you cannot include the purchase of nails in your estimation, because we definitely will not be knowing how much amount of nails is required for my project. So for particularly for that nails and other small purchases like tapes and other things, we'll have a general category called lump sum, and using this lump sum, I will put a separate category where I'll categorize all small materials, put it under some one category like lump sum, and I'll going to calculate this values, and I'll be using it for petty works. Here we'll be seeing about this different types of construction. Like if you are talking about dam, tunnel, multi-story, airport, bridges or road, and each this kind of construction will require different amount of materials on a larger scale or a smaller scale or a differing scale. So the type of construction is going to have a major impact on our estimation part, right? So this is going to actually decide our final output cost. Because we are going to use different techniques, different type of machineries and different type of farm works, and the quality of labors too. If you are having a very small work, you do not have a very high class labor, but on the other hand, if you're having very sophisticated works, you need a very high class people, labor force. They will be costing very quite high. So to counteract all these things, you need to have a very clear idea about the estimation of your project, so that you will be able to know whether the project is feasible or not, right? And also the other smaller effects of conditions like weather. If you are particularly talking about weather, this will have an impact on the overall cost of your construction. So before starting any construction work, you should be able to calculate the estimation on a very accurate scale, right? Because this is going to give you the probable cost of construction at the end of your project. So you can compare both the things, like this is my theoretical calculation and this is my actual cost. So the project is an profit or loss to me, so I have to calculate, and I can correct myself if I have done some mistakes here. I can correct it on the future scale, right? Thank you.